Hello, nice to meet you. My name... Everything's ready. Let's go. Ad astra abyssosk. All tasks have been handled. upon the sea. All tasks have been handed out. Ah, how relaxing.
Try your luck betting on Jade? The nightlife here is so vibrant. As I gaze out upon the sea, prose wells up inside of me. Who's that skulking around?
All tasks have been handed out. Ah, how relaxing. Let's dance.
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
No one escapes my sights! That's cheating! Let it rain!
Surrender and be gentle. You're in for a little shock. Don't be such a brute. Come on. You're in for a little...
Oh, I let the show begin. Huh.
Come a little closer. Yep. You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
With the wind!
I'll protect us.
There's no end to this.
Let the show begin.
You're open!
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome. Thank you for completing today's. Ad Astra Abyss.
Real tigerfish. Get it while it's hot.
Satisfaction.
Everyone is working super hard. We should be too.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
La da 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 da. Are you tired? Try my new spicy energy drink. I'm sure it'll wake you up. La da 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 da.
Children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Lea Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might...
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wild. That simply won't do. Especially since, I imagine, Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them, well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze lilies. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glaze lilies. And if you were, but almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact... Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they...
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, Maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liu's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
I was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my... They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way?
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a Hold on.
Ooh, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhna Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus jade. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Hello, Mr. Crossell.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragd. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Chiao.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Chiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Chiao in the event that—
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false? Yes.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Chiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and—
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now. So, are you buying or not?
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Mr. Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from... My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind...
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from... A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, to keep up appearances. But now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I have...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Mr. Chow, would you let me have a look?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help. True. Though surely there must be a win-win.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may...
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Jichao looks like she's about to...
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly, whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the
See?
Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact, however much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contract. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hair...
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain...
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jichao in tow, too, I see. You lost them? Are you...
I'm sorry. Truly I am.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to... I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Yes, and if I may just confirm, it was in fact genuine smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10.
All right, understood. I'll conduct market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Miss Yunfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No, what I wanted to talk about is that there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be smaragdus jade.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already...
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elements. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. And most certainly, Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were...
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the...
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the smaragdus jadeite.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty...
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, and then he'd throw the smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately...
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track. It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to... I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case...
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, what?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes... Ah, I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win?
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnine merchant named... I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, he was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao is able...
Nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. Maybe only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Cross...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some...
Try your luck betting on Jade? Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your...
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and...
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the,
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did!
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Sinxie. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
That was quick. How can you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, but the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like, as such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to...
Yes, well, that's no obstacle, because I've memorized all the legal codices. You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know? Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossell asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossell. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yes, the design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to... This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Sinxie, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called smaragdus jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the ministry. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called smaragdus jadeite. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as smaragdus jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the...
Thank you, Sinxie. Now, Could you let me borrow this document?
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's...
Nothing you need to worry about, just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we...
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Go, Barbara, go! And I hear. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you? Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something...
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just...
I've already told you. I don't need your... If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy...
Come on, ma'am. You seem like it's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and
I won't...
No more excuses! Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, then Shinue Kiosk, then Wanmin Restaurant. Same story each time. You order up. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a family? And since you're...
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are.
Boss, I'm telling you,
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith. What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this?
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians?
No, don't be angry, sir.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And
I've heard about you two before. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times.
you can't do that. This is Liyue Harbor. There are
Laws. No. Apparently.
Really?
That would be my stomach growling.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this, and of course you're still hungry. So?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herb.
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Booba Pharmacy's not far away. After all, you can't work on an empty Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything.
Thank you.
She's really eating.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming.
So, how come you chow down on these and if Paimon had enough, Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here, sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains. That proves it.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot. We came out to take and now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question. Were you interested in the contest too?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intent. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance.
Wow! You really don't, but having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is good.
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classed. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this Sunset Vermilion Night, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down.
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So,
Baiju? What are you...
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch...
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wood?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it... Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking...
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard...
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into... As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And
I can't read what this is.
Ma...
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back. Oh, the guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job...
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well?
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interest. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be an excess.
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated.
But without any...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about it. According to records of drifting clouds, Seagazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some sunset vermilionite. After Seagazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now—
That's great! But is it really wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Seagazer was very open-minded, even while he was
open-minded. I have not heard of Seagazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that?
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then.
There's something about this young lady. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for—
Okay, we will be. Thank—
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid, and if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, my tiny—
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case— Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragd—
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind—
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus Jadeite recently. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remark— I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if you're pressing—
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate—
You're too kind.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever.
Please,
Is it
show me your
just
prescription.
Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to...
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide...
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors?
Of course. According to Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction...
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's...
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in...
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, I spent a huge sum to obtain that smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake?
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between smaragdus jadeite and smaragdus nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite, he returned the valuable jadeite core to me, and some nephrite samples remain in the store.
That's unsubstantiated
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence.
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared.
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler. Oh, come on. I meant the backup copy of the document from the...
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows the ore inlaid on the pins is...
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown support...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of... Traveler, would you do the...
What's this?
Smaragdus springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar...
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient, considering that... Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigation.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's...
Huh? No,
aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow... Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
He's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was... But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of... But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or... I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Jiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I... If word got out that I sold a pair of fake...
All right, let's cut your phase right there. I fail to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original.
10 times?
Crosel looks like he could faint any second.
According to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not,
Ms. Giuseppe.
However, Mr. Crosel, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead?
What? But all right then. This cursed rock.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr.
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crosel, it seems that my client has no further...
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crosel, I'd like to talk business for a sec. I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we...
let me think.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But even though the solution didn't involve actually finding the hair...
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near an Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
I can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while now. Everyone is working super hard. We should be too. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
returned. How did it go? Good, good. Then we have all the...
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see to your business.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get to...
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot,
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
It is but a single teapot. There we go. This Serenity Pot is all yours now. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen. Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
Wait a minute, Granny! How exactly are we supposed...
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big...
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even a great big house in the middle, too! Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't do that! Well, you're the one with the sword and... Still, why is it so empty here? Oh, wait a second. What is that?
Well, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am, hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called? Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
So you're the little helper, Madam...
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, you may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of your journey may be far from over. But at least this way, you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage. You may consider me a butler. If now, allow me to explain this realm to you. Have you any blueprints on you? Specifically, blueprints with... As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us...
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking. Just commit the image of the objects to memory and prepare the necessary... Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in the blueprint.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then... we could build a whole...
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained that he said that even though subspace creation is a product of... This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from...
A golden-eyed adeptus? Paimon...
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that adeptus again since. Well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. Best you get accustomed to this realm. If there's anything you would like...
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. La da 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 da. wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. All the standing around is making me so sleepy. La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. La da 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 da. Everyone is working super hard. We should be too. La da 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 da. making me so sleepy. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment, but once you've materialized enough rooms and furniture through subspace creation, When breaking new ground, laying foundations, and furnishing a home, I'll teach you more about this another day. There are many methods by which
La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
The one before you is known as Jade Seeker. One travels far and wide, seeking not... Ah, encounters with fine treasures cannot be forced. This...
Are you tired? Try my new spicy energy drink. I'm sure it'll wake you up.
So vibrant.
Come on, come on!
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
I should.
A copy of each invoice is sent to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Go, Barbara, go! Let's see. Shinjo said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have...
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there? Sealy got to here and then disappeared. What? Weren't we at a waterfall? Oh, so many clouds.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset vermilionite we're looking for.
Really? Let Paimon see. Look, it's gone and snuck. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete.
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an adept. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is...
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where... My will embodied! Transfiguration! Manifest!
Ha!
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Obey!
Manifest! In your dreams!
Cryo incarnate!
You will regret this! The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Obey!
Whoa! We're gonna fall!
My curse! To bear.
Is everyone okay? Look! The Celia's disappeared beneath the clouds again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Let's dance. Ouchie.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
I'll protect us.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. My. Don't be such a brute. I knew I should have stayed home.
Go, Parker, go! Let the show begin. Ready, steady, go! We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
You come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a... Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little... You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
I'll protect us. Go, very quick. No one escapes my sight.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little... My...
Manifest!
Unleash! Obey! Feeble! By ordinance divine! Unleash! In your dreams! Manifest! Obey!
Let the show begin. Yeah. Oh no!
Windblade!
I'll protect us. Go, Barbara, go! Look, over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite? Is this it? Is this the sunset vermilionite? It's so huge! That's true, but then it...
Prostrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plostrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from—
Wow, Shenhe, you seem—
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start— I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Hold on a sec. Paimon, if we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, but if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it?
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plostrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged. My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects.
Is it now? I'll go on ahead with the Plostrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength much? We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Don't stay out in the rain for too long. You'll catch a cold.
God, I can't realize. How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's got to be one of those Adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year...
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any—
Shenhe! And Ningguang's little helper!
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not...
Okay then, Miss Secretary.
In truth, it is the finest piece of plaster. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will, as a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is...
Shenhua! Shenhua! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So straight, whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too.
But I am not...
Shenhua?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we...
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Okay.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to...
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors. So business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. Here are your keys. All right.
Shenhua, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Let's buy one for Shenhua, too. She can have it as a midnight snack.
All right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door. See.
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along?
So far, so good. Yeah. So...
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are...
Cool. So, calling her Shenhua feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe...
Her Adeptus name. Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name? On this latter point...
Oh, right. Wait, what? Paimon neither!
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from...
Well,
Ah, yes. She was like this all those. One first found Shanhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, inside was Shanhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a—
That sounds so—
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate—
That's still so dangerous, though! Why was a tiny little kid—
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shanhe has an extraordinary constitution. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring— Red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shanhe's path has crossed with yours.
Oh, now Paimon gets it.
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract if she handles it admirably. One is willing to be a witness to— Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough.
So, Shanhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
A human raised by the Adepti is precisely what Liyue needs right—
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you. So I went outside. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning. After all, Master is...
Sorry, Shenhua. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole...
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, for this, I am very grateful.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real... Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend, whether you're an adeptus...
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start... But before we do that, let's go to the building site and after all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to... Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhua. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished. Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to...
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you Wait, I know you. You're the one who fought against the Fatuian Osile, right? Oh, sure enough, you're ready. Pleased to meet you. I'm Beto, captain of the Crux.
Beto? Are you here to join the Jade Chamber contest?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous...
Greetings.
These 2 are Paimon and the Traveler. I'm sure you've heard of them before. And this is...
Shenhua. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so...
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only to be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father.
Wow. So it looks like the three of us are...
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang.
In that case, Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places.
Sounds great, but how does it change?
I think the plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so how'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore.
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you...
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera.
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.